Good morning, guys. Today we actually have a pretty hectic day. I have a ton of clay work to do. Honestly, that's probably the only thing I will get done today because I just need it all ready for the following days of the week. Yesterday I spent all day pretty much trying to finish up a commission to get it done and ready to ship. So we have that ready. I will have to box it, but I also need to film for a little bit for it because we are going to be making a video showing how I did it. So I did that, and then the rest of the week is trying to figure out how to film my review videos, and I think I have a few other projects I can work on during times of waiting for things to dry and stuff. Last night I was up a little bit late trying to get all of this stuff ready. Basically it's just the prep work. So like the tinfoil things that we're going to have the heads on, the wireframes for the feet, different things like that. So I had to get all of those ready last night, so we don't have to worry about that at least. But yeah, I have a ton of clay work to do. I've got 2 heads I need to get done, a large pair of horns, a pair of legs I forgot to make wireframes for them. This is supposed to have 6 legs. And then some dragon legs, so there's 4 for that. So sometime I'll have to make an extra pair of wire legs now. Okay. Honestly, that is not too surprising because I'm not used to making 6-legged creatures. So right now I'm trying to make a few horns that we're going to end up molding, because I'm going to be trying to do molds for the first time. But yeah, I'm really excited to do this because I've never done molds before, and this could be a cool way of me adding more to my shop and maybe making things that are basically the same thing but different colors and trying different styles without changing the clay work. So like a good example of it is I made a emerald dragon a while back, and everyone really liked the style of the head and everything, but I only was able to make one of them. But if I had casted the legs and head for it, I could have made a couple different ones with different colors and stuff, and I think that would have been a lot of fun. Also, I could look into making small, really simple projects that can be kind of little collectible things in my shop. But yeah, I really like making my big, fantastic projects, but I can't really make a lot of them because they're very time consuming, so it'd help with that. And then also, I need to start making smaller things that you guys can afford more, because not everyone can afford the really expensive large pieces I make. I'll let you see what I'm currently doing right now here. I'm trying to make little spikes that can go down the back of a dragon. So these are going to end up being molded. I figured this could be a very simple thing that I could mold. Right now, I'm not sure how to do the molds, so the things that I'm going to mold are going to be like horns, maybe ears, different things like that I could add to the clay pieces instead of full heads and stuff, because the molding material is really expensive, and I haven't figured out certain heads that I want to cast and use over and over again. But horns are more versatile. They're something that I can use on multiple creatures. So I figured this would be a good starting point to practice. Plus, something like this is going to be a lot easier to take out of a mold than a full head with a ton of details. And right now I just kind of want to make things easier for myself. Okay, so my idea for these horns is they're just slightly curved. I'm going to have the back of them just smooth because I don't want the detail there, but the front, I want them to kind of have ridging and stuff. So we're going to end up doing layers on the front. So right now I'm just going to get the back covered, and that way I have something to build off of. And this wire, if you're making these just as clay horns, is probably not sturdy enough for that. I just need something to build off of. I don't really expect to use these for anything other than making the mold. So if you want to make clay horns like what I'm about to do, definitely add a thicker wire to it, because otherwise you might have it break if it gets caught on anything. But usually the horns are kind of fragile anyway, so I try to make them as sturdy as I can when they are out of clay. So I really hope that this does work with the whole making molds, because then my horns will be pretty much indestructible because they'll be solid resin. I mean, there might be some way, if you're extremely aggressive with a piece, that it would probably break, but it shouldn't under normal circumstances. Okay, so I'm debating if I should do a thin layer in the front and then build up my thing. I might just do the layers and start carving and blending. Because I don't want the horns to be super thick. Now you're probably wondering, why am I making 2 horns if I'm making a cast for this? Like, why can't I just make one and then just use the mold twice? Well, I could do that, and if you wanted to save material, you could too. I just want to be able to cast both horns at the same time. So say if I wanted to color them or something, I could match the color of the resin and all that and not have to worry about trying to match it later on. So I just want to make it easier on myself, and sometimes easier is using more materials. Also, I noticed the way I'm layering these, I'm going to have to blend it together because I want the ridges to go the other way, not that way. If you guys ever have to make a ton of feet, I highly recommend making basically logs of clay because it makes it so much easier to measure out specific amounts. So that way everything can be the same size. Because that's normally what I end up doing. Like, for example, these are for covering up where all the wires are combined. These are the outer toes. These are slightly larger, so they're the middle toe. And then these are claws for the dragon feet. So it just kind of makes everything a lot easier to cut everything out ahead of time. Oh, someone's waking up. Okay, he just needed tucked back in. I think we have a little bit more time before I have to walk him. So, remember how I told you I was trying to take things slow so wouldn't get overwhelmed? Well, that kind of flew out the window. I just had so many projects and stuff come at me that I couldn't really say no to. Mainly because I wanted to actually do them, not because, oh, I'm obligated to do them, but yeah, I have a lot of projects, and it's like every time I finish one, I get another one arranged and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really glad that I got a bunch of projects done. All the footage is waiting to be edited. I was able to do a little bit, but I'm just not used to how my schedule's changed with vlogging. Because normally how I would end up doing my schedule is like 1 or 2 weeks straight. I would make my creatures and stuff like that, get a bunch ready, and then I'd do a whole week of editing. That way I could just pop out all the videos all at once, and then I'd start the process over again. Well, with trying to make interesting vlogs, it's a little harder to do that and to have them out once a week. So I'm kind of like just editing in between working on everything else. So once I feel like I've got that more under control, like I kind of get a schedule back down, I think it'll be a lot better. But right now it's like, I really shouldn't have took on so much. But yeah, I actually really enjoy editing the vlogs. They're a lot of fun. I'm trying to make them a little bit more entertaining. But yeah, I know this vlog probably won't be super entertaining because we're only doing like one specific thing, sculpting a ton of stuff, but hopefully it's good enough. I mean, I'm doing a lot of different sculpting in this video, so shouldn't be too bad. I think I'm just a little self-conscious about, like, how boring my work days could appear to be. So I try to schedule them to where the day that I'm going to vlog is going to be, oh, these are all the cool, interesting things that I think will be fun to watch in a vlog, instead of just like, oh, today I feel like vlogging, and then kind of like today I don't have a whole lot of different things to show you guys. I'm sure it's not too bad. I think I'm just being a little self-conscious about it because I'm still not into the rhythm of making vlogs. I mean, this one's only, what, 16? Which, again, isn't that bad because I'm doing it weekly, so that's... what is that? Like 2 months? No, it's more than 2 months. I started in October. Oh, a few of the Fridays I didn't do vlogs, so I can't really tell how long I've been doing it. I'll have to look. So, like I was saying earlier, the rest of this week is kind of figuring out how to use all the new and interesting art supplies that I have to review. So I'm pretty excited for it, but also nervous because I really don't want to waste anything. Because like some of the materials obviously were given to me by Arteza because that's who I'm reviewing. But other materials like the molding agent, ooh, it's expensive. I haven't gotten it yet. I'm waiting for it in the mail. But it's really tiny little containers for like $32 for the 2 mixing thing, which I don't know how much I can make with it, but I feel like if I'm really careful, I could probably do a couple molds. I need to figure out a way to get it like in bulk, but all that I see in bulk is really expensive. I'm assuming I can probably go on their website and find giant bulk ones, because I've seen other YouTubers using the material and they've got giant tubs of it, and I'm like, if my little container is like $32 before shipping, how much is this giant like 8-gallon bucket of each half costing you guys? Or did you get it for free? Because I'd like to get that for free. That would be awesome. Not that I have the room anywhere to have that many molds lying around, but yeah, it's not cheap. It's definitely fun getting new art supplies, but when you have to like research them to see what is the best cost, it can be a little stressful. Like with the molds, I took like over a week and a half trying to figure out what brand to get and like what size and stuff like that and where to buy it. Usually I get my stuff on eBay or Amazon, but this time around it was cheaper to go with Blick Art Supplies, and I was able to actually get a few canvases while I was at it so I could get the discount, because they usually have coupons on there. I'm waiting for all of those to get in. I think I'll get the canvases, or at least some of the canvases, before I'll get the molding stuff, because being it's a chemical, I think it has to be shipped a little more carefully than just the canvases. So we'll see. We'll see if I like the canvases from Blick too, because I normally just get mine at Hobby Lobby, and I would like to see if they were worth buying online, because then I could actually order giant ones. Like giant enough to where I need to actually see if they'll fit through the door. Okay, so I need to figure out where to put the dragon feet, because I've got all of these here, and I've got all the horns here, and there's still room, but I don't know if I can fit them on here. Plus I need to have them on with damp paper towels so that they don't get glossy where they're touching the pan. So yeah, I want to try and get everything in on one go, because it's kind of expensive having the oven run for multiple times with my clay. Because since we're doing all clay today, this is going to be the first run, and I'll probably have to run it like 2 or 3 more times. And each time is like 45 minutes, so that's a lot of oven time for me. Plus it kind of gets toasty in the kitchen with it going on that long. Okay, it's a very tight fit, but everything is in there and none of the clay pieces are touching somehow. So I need to get these in the oven. I think I'm going to end up walking Axel and taking a lunch break, and then we're going to start back up on... I kind of am tired of doing the feet, so I might start on some heads. Are you waking up? Is somebody ready for a walk? Yeah, we need to take our lunch break, huh? Okay guys, it's roughly about 2 hours later. I had to spend about an hour eating lunch and walking the dog, and then I took an hour to do some filming for some videos. So I got that done. Everything is cool to the touch, and we can start finishing your feet. So I did one to see if I'd like it, because the creature was 6 feet. I kind of want it to look a little webbed, but I also want the fat little toes. So I did something very simple underneath, and hopefully that'll look okay. So I think I'm going to do this to all of them, and then I'll probably... Oh, don't fall over. I think I'm going to do this to all of them, and then I'm going to bake them, and then we can do the tops. I think I want to have the tops of them textured like rock. So yeah, for this, all I did was I took a lump of clay. I've got them all measured out like I was doing earlier, and I just mushed it between the toes until it was all nice and even. And then I added a little bit of texture to it. Now I still have some faces to do, but I'll have to probably do those off camera because I gotta film them for the tutorials. But I filmed that for the tutorial, and the other 6 ones don't need to be filmed for the tutorial, otherwise it'll be a little bit boring. So I'll get these done. I'm not sure if I'll finish the dragon feet, but I'll try. But it's getting kind of late in the day. I'm actually really excited for this piece. It's going to look pretty interesting. Okay, so like I said, I couldn't show you the recording of this, but this is going to be the head for the creature that has 6 legs. Got little volcano holes right here because he is lava themed. And I decided to do 6 eyes. I'm not sure, I guess maybe to go along with the 6 legs. Okay, so I got our oven going again. We got all the clay pieces in. I decided to not do the dragon feet today. I'm going to finish them up tomorrow. It's kind of late in the day and I want to make sure to get the other feet done first. So I need those to bake and then I can go over them again and finish the top. So I'm going to wait for those to bake. It's like 45 minutes. So I'm going to figure out what I need to work on in that time. Oh, let me show you guys something. I've been wanting to show you this. I finished it last night. I might have to go over it a little bit, but I did this tiny little painting of one of my hermit crabs. This one is of Wally. And she was on the little stick and I took a picture of her and I decided to do a little painting of it, and then I did just a little bit of a gold background kind of thing. I've been really getting in the mood to do paintings of hermit crabs. I've been coming up with really cool ideas, so you might see more of that later on. Now that I didn't end up recording because it was just something small that I was painting at night, but I do have some that I really want to do. I have an old picture of Dean when she was really tiny on the tip of my finger, and I inverted it to where it's like that cool blue and white and black color, and I want to do an inverted painting of it. So I thought that would be kind of cool. I just need to sketch it out, but also I have so many other things I need to work on, so that won't be for a while. Okay, they are finally all done. I just need to bake them. Oh, it took forever, especially using the dotting tool to get that texture. I love it, but it was so time consuming. But yeah, finally done with that. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I've got the oven preheating again, even though it's been going all day. You'd think it'd be warm still, but it's preheating. And I do need to figure out what's for dinner, but that has to be done first, so I guess we'll be editing this vlog. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!